What's cracking, gamers? I know it's been a while, but that's because there's a lot of nothing going on in Genshin Impact. But right now, I'm going to be talking about Hu Tao. And hey, how good is she going to be? Even without a staff of Homa, how good she's going to be for you, how good this upcoming banner is going to be for you. And, you know, it's going to have Homa, of course. That's a great, assist to Miss Hu Tao herself. But we're going to strictly focus on Hu Tao because we don't really know about Homa just yet. So here's Miss Hu Tao herself. And, of course, I have on her a deathmatch, just a simple battle pass weapon. Mostly anybody can acquire it with a little bit of spending. It's the perfect, in-between free-to-play and whale. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of the 5-star spears, so that's why I'm just running the deathmatch. It's good. Another good option, of course, would be also Dragonbane, especially my one is since it's R5, and I do Vaporize comps. This would honestly be a really good choice for hers, too. You just need crit rate to back it up. But honestly, if you have a different thing, such as the deathmatch, but, instead of, say, an HP Sands or Attack Sands, you could just use an Elemental Mastery Sands, much like this one right here, and it works phenomenally. I'm actually kind of grateful because this dropped for me yesterday, and it gave me the energy recharge that my Hu Tao kind of needed, especially since she's running the Shimenawa set. Really helps her out. But anyway, let's just go over how good is kind of free-to-play / battle pass Hu Tao damage. We're going to check out this domain because it has things that don't die instantly, which is great for Hu Tao here because, here we go. And let's just actually hit the target here if it decides that it wants to stay in one place. So as you can see, without reactions, Hu Tao is absolutely dumpstering on these guys. With no reaction, no help, these guys are pretty much almost dead. And I just want to say that's also not below 50% HP. I also want to point out that she was also above 50% HP that entire time, not having her maximum damage potential. So that's just something else to keep in mind. But now, we're going to be using reactions. So, let's do this. Let's use Jingqiu, because this is where she really shines in the first place here. And hopefully these guys will stop jumping and I can absolutely evaporate the crap out of them. So as you can see, she is just destroying the crap out of them right now. Wow. It wasn't even fair. And again, that was all above 50% HP. She just destroyed them with Jingqiu, enabling her to vaporize pretty much every single hit. Alright, for this next one, I'm going to get below 50% HP so you can see her true power. And, okay. So that's 43k damage. Vaporizes. Absolutely insane. That's insane. And again, this is only a level 80 Hu Tao. It's not even a max potential 90 Hu Tao with even more base HP stacked on top of it and getting a little bit more crit damage. I will say I have her at 887 talents too. Not too crazy. And I do also have her at C1. So I can do the dash channel. It's just a lot better for me to play because I'm a lazy whale. Alright? I don't want to have to do the jump cancels and other things to try and maximize all of her damage. That is so meh to me. If I can pay a little bit of extra money to make Hu Tao a lot more fun for me, you bet I will. I'm a lazy whale and I'm a content creator, alright? I'm sorry. That's the benefit of tax write-offs, I guess. But yes, a lot of min-maxers out there will say C1 is not really necessary if you do jump cancels and you play everyone to their max potential. Yeah, you could do that, but at the same time, I don't like doing that. So, I like C1. A lot of people who don't want to be super sweaty love C1. You could also add that as a flaw to the character. It's why is it not just free in the first place? Because that's literally how you're supposed to play her, but I digress. Honestly, a lot of Hu Tao's constellations are kind of bad, I'm gonna be real with you. Even her C6, I would argue, is kind of bad because it only works for every minute. And for 10 seconds, you get 100% crit rate, and you could go to town and just stack crit damage all you want. I mean, how practical that is, it's not very practical. It's kind of a garbage C6, but it does, help, I guess, Hu Tao with her main weakness, and that's being insanely squishy because she requires a talent to get her to low HP so she can do more damage. So unfortunately, she's tied to the hip to a lot of like shield characters like Zhong Li out here, where he basically is the perfect complement to Hu Tao. But now, you know, another character, aka Toma's coming out to provide more shields, and especially shields that have good uptime. Gonna be really good for her. Another good character that's always tied to the hip to especially Hu Tao is going to be Yu Jingqiu, mainly because, you know, she wants that vaporized damage to really enable her. Most fire characters need that vaporized damage or melt. But hey, you know what? You know, Hu Tao works really well with Ganyu, but Ganyu is another carry, so I don't know using her support. You could, I guess. She also works insanely good with Mona. Mona is a fantastic unit, especially since Mona groups enemies together. So, you know, that's pretty big because Hu Tao's AoE is not the greatest, but as long as they're somewhat near each other, she can AoE. But anyway, another good shield unit that works well, especially with melt stuff here and reaction, is Diona. Diona's fantastic, provide shield, provide the heals, melt reactions. Another fantastic unit that I would use with Hu Tao. Free to play friendly. Xinyan, no, but if you're desperate, maybe. Also, my boy Albedo, you know, he does provide shields, okay? Makes her a lot less squishy. You're gonna get a lot of crystals, especially with her zipping around all over the place. You're gonna get shields from Albedo. I don't know why people just don't count the crystallization shields, but they work. They work. Now, the thing about Hu Tao is that she scales wonderfully with HP. In fact, she is a character that I would say has double scaling HP and attack, because when she uses her ability, Guide to the Afterlife, she converts HP to attack. And with her skills out here, attack increase 5.66% of max HP, and the more HP that you get, the stronger she's going to hit. I would also say she's a fantastic extra bonus support to your supports because she gives 12% crit rate when her ability ends to literally everybody in your party to encourage switching. She's a fantastic helper unit and main DPS unit. Now, honestly, there's only really two good sets that I would use with Hu Tao. Shiminawa Reminiscence, though, is the one domain that you're going to be farming for 1 million, so that's what I'm going to recommend here that you set on her. It's a really good one for her. But again, if you have vaporized combinations and stuff, you know, I'm going to say the Crimson Witch is also pretty good. Not really that amazing because she can only use her E once, but it's still pretty freaking good and comparable to Shiminawa. In fact, if you have Shiminawa, I would say Normal Attack and Guide to Afterlife are the talents that you're going to want to prioritize over her ultimate, especially since you're going to be eating away your ult anyway to do it. But her ult is still pretty good to use, so use it when you can, obviously. However, since Hu Tao's base attack is incredibly low, I would not recommend going for flat attack boost or attack percentage boost. You really want HP percentage boosts. And interestingly enough, you would think that this flower is kind of garbage because it rolled so heavily into, say, HP percentage rather than the crit damage, which I would say is definitely pretty good too. But the HP percentage actually boosted my damage over this one right here, which had more crit damage on it, some energy recharge, and a little bit of HP percentage. This one actually does less damage than this one, which is crazy to me. So if you see these HP percentage stuff, I would argue that this stat is just as good as one roll into crit rate and crit damage. Obviously, you want to kind of keep it relatively even to see the biggest numbers possible. But being the whale that I am going to be getting the Staff of Homa to see how much more damage Hu Tao is going to be getting with that weapon, because I'm very curious to see how overpowered that weapon will make my Hu Tao. Especially since the Staff of Homa also enables more triple scaling with HP, specifically because the more HP a character has, the stronger they will attack. It's an absolutely broken weapon for Hu Tao, and I would say it's probably capable of doubling her damage. And also considering I don't know the weapons banners yet, they're probably going to be released on Sunday or maybe even tonight. But I'm pretty sure Staff of Homa is going to be on this weapon banner. There's no doubt. Because we have 2 spear users coming out that both want HP and will scale with it. Staff of Homa is going to be there. There's no doubt in my mind. MiHoYo would be stupid not to have the best weapon banner of all time with 2 spear users that 1 HP. So pros and cons of Hu Tao. Again, her team is kind of limited, but they don't require a lot of investment to make it work. You can just stack it all on your beautiful Hu Tao and she'll get it done. The rest of the team, you can kind of give them minimal stuff and she will just carry them to victory. Your Xingqiu doesn't need a lot of investment. He only needs to make things wet for Hu Tao to work. Same with Mona or even Kokomi, but those are characters that are easy to build as well. Now, obviously, in the overworld, she is going to be completely busted here. So let's just get this rolling here. Roll this down here. That guy, absolutely not. Just, like, there's nothing that's going to even stand a chance against you in the overworld. However, since she is a melee character, she's going to struggle fighting like these things over here that like to keep their range. And there's a lot of things that like keeping their range, especially from Hu Tao. But as long as she can get near them, she can kind of kill them. It kind of works. But again, they're freaking annoying as hell. I don't know what to tell you. But again, that's why you have supports like Albedo to help them out, Xingqiu, and even Bennett or whatever character else that you want to provide an extra little bolster to your units. Alright, here's the annoying triangles that everyone's talking about. These things are also kind of slightly problematic. But, you know, again, Hu Tao still pretty adept at annihilating everything. Still pretty adept at myrtleizing them. But, again, they do get away. And it is annoying. But that's why you have other supports to help take care of the issue. Honestly, though, some people say that having a melee character is a bit of a weakness. And it kind of is in this game, especially since in Inazuma, a lot of stuff has become so, I guess, distance-oriented, you know? Like, everything is so far away, and everything can attack you from, like, annoying angles. So it is kind of problematic when that happens. But again, Hu Tao can immediately just destroy everything with little to no issue. Overall, Hu Tao is a character that will absolutely propel you to new heights, especially if you don't have her. She's a pyro unit, which is arguably the best element in the game, especially for dealing damage. She's a hyper carry. You only need to invest in her. She will completely just carry the rest of your team if given the right circumstances. All she needs is a hydro applier and a shield, and she's bada bing, bada boom. She's good to go. It's easy enough having a good shield character because, hey, you're having plenty of HP artifacts. All you gotta do is slap on those HP artifacts to the people that scale with HP and shield. Bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself a great shield. Or, you know, defense, I guess, if you have, like, Noelle or Zinyan. So when I say you should probably get one of the most broken units in the game, you should probably get one of the most broken units in the game. Especially since she is pretty much free-to-play friendly, and her constellations kind of suck, besides, I guess, C1, if you're a lazy player like me. She genuinely does not need the Staff of Homa to output crazy numbers, as you've seen. But if she does get a Staff of Homa, her power increases significantly. How much? Well, maybe I'll show you once I get a Staff of Homa with my Hu Tao. We'll see. You know, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I hope to see you beautiful gamers next time.